July if I don't get to tell you before the 4th of July. That was really about it. I told you the positives, right? I told you the positives about the gates, right? And there is some, not the gates, the fencing. I'm a little tired. My fingers are really busted up. They're super tired. If anyone on my loyal fan base knows exactly how to do these things on an angle, the best, easiest, simplest, don't have to think about it way. When you're doing this on an angle, this one straight, basically, this one straight. But this one on an angle, I cobbled it right here. I'm not real proud of that. It's a heck of an angle, man. It's like down the hill it goes. And what can I say? It's a bear. I'm just gonna clean up a little bit. I thought I'd jump on here. Wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Be safe out there. Remember, you only get one car. If you could only get one car for your life and you had to take care of it, or you would take care of it, remember that about your body. Cut a finger, you drown, you do something stupid, you do too much of the white powder substance in your nose, it'll kill you. So just remember that. You gotta have balance. Take it easy out there. Remember, you only get this one, one body. Just one body. So you gotta take care of yourself. Oh, and by the way, if you jump on here, you guys are more welcome to ask any questions. Like I said, I'm just cleaning up a little bit. Still at the job site. Everybody's out partying. Except I know there's 2 guys that I've been talking to today that I think are still out working. Out there in America. They're still working. At least that's what they were texting me. I think one was doing a gate. Probably gave up for the night. It's about that time. It starts getting evening time like this. You normally start getting the mosquitoes. Oh, and by the way, if you guys jump on here, if you don't mind, if you're just a guest or just cruising through, hit the like button. It just helps bring more people in, more conversation. Hopefully the internet works. Also, let me know if the audio's okay, because sometimes audio's not working and I'm just talking to a phone. Oh, need more water, man. Water today, water today. Got a nice cube on that one. Oh, so you guys getting today off? Or tomorrow off? You getting tomorrow off and you getting Friday off? I'm just curious. Hey, I see audio is good. Thank you very much. It's always good to know, because sometimes it links to stuff or it just doesn't work. And I'll get people that go, audio, man, no audio. The life of being a contractor, huh? This job's actually been a pretty good job. But logistics is what I wanted to talk about a little bit on these jobs, especially like the fencing. I don't know if you guys can see. You see the skidster down there? That has to get here. That costs money. The machine, all that stuff, all this material has to get here, which is basically dropped off by the vendor. It can be. Now this one I think we had dropped off at the shop, basically to keep the customer at bay. That's Beam. I love it, man. What you got? He says, I'm Chuck in a truck. I had no calls today. God darn it. No calls today. Well, you close by? You up here in Michigan? I could use you, brother. I know we kind of hit a spell. We hit a spell of busyness. I think next week, though, I know a lot of you guys like the garage doors. I think next week I'm doing those two 9x7s, black. I think she's getting them from Menards. I warned her. I said, hey, upgrade it. They don't want to spend the extra money. I will definitely let them know the disadvantages, the pros and the cons. Ain't really many pros in it, but there is more cons. I'll let them know. We'll do some footage of it. I'm in Maryland. Family from Michigan, though. Highland Park. Ooh, how is Highland Park? Is Highland Park a nice area? I don't think I know much about Highland Park. It's kind of one of those things like Highland Park I'm actually totally neutral on. But it's like, I remember we were camping quite a few years ago. And these people, I didn't know if they were going to move out of my campsite, So I just politely walked up to them and I said, hey, are you guys leaving at 3 today or whatever? Oh, yeah, we're just getting ready. Start packing up and we'll be right out of here. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. Obviously they had still like an hour or something left. It just seemed like I just didn't want to have our wires crossed. Anyways, we just started making small talk, right? I said, where are you guys from, And they said, Detroit. And I'm like, Detroit? Like Detroit? And they're like, I forget what they said. It started with R. I can't think of it. Rosman or something. I can't remember. But they're like, we're on the outskirts. And I'm like, oh, okay, I got you. It's kind of like when we say we can say Muskegon. And we have Muskegon Heights. And come off there, you booger. And so you gotta kind of fluff it, right? You're like, I'm from Norton Shores, which is in Muskegon. Or there's Fruitport, or there's, all other kind of stuff that's in Muskegon. But normally it's like that kind of thing. You say Muskegon, and they go, do you live in the Heights? No. Wouldn't be alive if I did. Oh, man. This is what kind of work do you do? So I do, Brett asked, I work on gates, like commercial slide gates. I work on fencing. I work on garage doors, commercial, residential. I think that's really about it. I mean, obviously, I don't make videos of it and stuff. I deal with real estate too, rentals and stuff like that. But I was kind of bummed. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it or not. I'll walk over here. I came in here. Actually, you know what? While I'm over here, I'm gonna do it while I got you guys on, because I gotta fix this gate. I think the guy that normally does it hit the wrong button. So when I came here, this gate was wide open. And of course, the equipment's sitting right here, and all their trucks and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I'm thinking like, Boogeyman's gonna come in here tonight. Why is the air brakes on a truck just released? There's nobody here. Kind of weird, creepy. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, doggy. Don't mind the dogs. They won't bite you. Okay. Let's see what you guys got here. Hell no, he says that's why they got out of there. Ah, I gotcha. So Highland is a decent area though. Or are you just saying Highland's actually a bad area? So I think this timer needs to be, let's go to off. I think it was meant to be off and it was on. And that's somebody else's problem. but at least the gate won't fire up tomorrow, because that is one of the biggest problems I run into. My buddy Josh, he's got a different timer that says he thinks it's gonna work. So I hope so. That'd be really cool if we could find a timer that's pretty reliable, that doesn't, it could do the holidays and everything, or easy programming. But they like those old school timers on those gate operators, and they just shut them off, they turn them on, they put them on auto during the week. But I just know tomorrow they're not going to be here, and I'd hate for the gate to be open like it was when I got here late tonight. Plus I got to figure out how to get this skid of concrete to the shop. Probably do that yet sometime where everybody's off. I see LiftMaster guy. Pros on the door you mentioned. It goes up and down. Nice. Tanner, holy cow, Tanner, we missed you last night. Menards door are never a good choice. Seems they get cheaper and worse quality every year. I know, I agree. I tried, I went through the whole thing. Menards actually really has a really nice platform for on their website to like get numbers and stuff. So if you're ever looking, if you're just starting out, I'd highly recommend just going there for getting pricing. It's going to get you right in the ballpark. Maybe add on like $100 if you're going to buy it from a different vendor. Menards is always like $100 roughly cheaper, and but they always got crappy hardware. But you can get at least a ballpark number if you want to call the vendor or whoever, and so that's pretty nice. And anyways, I went through there and it gave you all the options, right? It said here, click here to upgrade hardware. I can convert it from their easy set to their torsion spring. That was nice. I did all that. I printed it out. I sent it to her, whatever. And she was like, nope, we want to go the, it's cheaper route. And I said, hey, that's fine for me. Because I said, it'll make better. I gotta get this come along off. So I said, it'll make better content for me. I said, but I'm just telling you, I said, if this is kind of a forever home, I don't recommend this. But she wrote some email or message, and honestly, I didn't get to read all of it. I was kind of busy, and I just left it at that. I went, okay, well, obviously I've, was it speak now or forever hold your peace? Well, I spoke, and we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna explain. I told her, I said they're gonna be noisy. Those easy sets seem like they're always noisy when you install them. Lift the door up and down. Probably not gonna have an operator bracket, so we're gonna probably use a little operator bracket. Bare bones in a sense. Probably gonna have to do a taillight warranty. Once taillights are out of the, you can't see my taillights. It's out of warranty. It's not my baby. Oh shoot, Tanner's in there cleaning up house. I love it. Tony says, Tanner, he says, everything dry up over there? Yeah, how is it going over there, Tanner? I was just thinking about you yesterday when I didn't see you on the old live stream. I thought, I said, he's probably out hustling, man. He's probably out doing something he's got to do, because got a heck of a flood. Poor shop got all messed up. Got all kinds of water. Wasn't good, man. Wasn't good. dry up over there. This is it's getting there. About 98% done with moving to the new shop. Working on buying some in, what does it say? Our new shop. Working on buying some lots in Town North. Got quoted 60 by 20 building to be built next year. Ooh, nice. Oh, I gotcha. Sorry, day was shops, moving shops till about midnight. Yep. I get it. I get it. It's one of those things about being in business. A lot of late nights. Late nights. Where to put this? Where to put the socket? Socket, where should you go? I won't lose you. I think you can go here. It says, built me a little shop, putting concrete in next week. Torque Master Easy Spring. So the, what is it? The Menards, they sell easy. It's an easy set, I think is what they actually really call it. The real technical world. So it's not Torque Master, because Torque Master is only Wayne Dalton, and I don't know this for sure, but I don't think any Menards sells Wayne Dalton. I think they all are ideal because they want to have their own name or their Clopay. I don't know, you guys let me know. Have you seen anything different? I think Menards, all I've ever seen is Clopay or Ideal. They like to have their own. Menards is kind of weird. They like to have their own weird stuff like that. Here to look at the sky for a second. I gotta move the wheelbarrow. Always I'll run over the darn thing. So now we go with wheelbarrow. Man, today kind of got me. Today was one of those days that this fence got me a little bit. Going down this hill. I mean, it's a steep hill. And it's just rolling it out. Oh man, it was just one of those days. I came back, was a little bit cooler, shaded. This is actually a nice spot to work because you got the shade here, the trees. But man, it's just one of those jobs up and down the hill. So yeah, so it's easy set, no Torque Master. I see one of you guys, what did you say here? He says, Lift Master guys swearing over there. I love it, Alex. Yeah, I guess they all kind of got their place. I've had, I can't say I've ever had a situation where I thought easy set was a good solution, because I don't like their bearings on the ends that pop out. But I have had situations where Torque Master has made sense, because maybe you're sitting, I think they can go in about 10.5 inches, 11, something like that. And I've had it where, you know, a customer was just right on that verge of, like, I didn't want to do rear mounts and I didn't want to do low headroom track or something like that. So I was like, well, I'll just do Torque Master. And that seemed to work out pretty well. It's not, you know, it's obviously not the best, but you know what I like about the Torque Master a little bit, you know, one thing I've never had, which is really weird, I've never had a cable come off on a Torque Master. Never, ever. And I've solved quite a few of them, but I've never had a cable come off. And I've done, it wasn't like I was trying, you know what I mean? Like, I just dropped the track right to the concrete, whatever. I rolled, and I noticed, I was like, wow, is there something that I just don't know about these? Like, I never heard the salespeople or anything ever tell me. I don't know if it's because they're smaller drums, but what was nice is that it was kind of one of those things. They're kind of we all know they're kind of somewhat throwaway a little bit. But I just thought, man, if you want somebody to install, if you have a technician employee and you just don't want to deal with callbacks, right? Maybe they're just not the most confident installer that you have. Let them roll with those. But I never went behind anybody. I never had a problem myself. I just never had a problem. And I've looked at them before, and I don't know what it is. They used to have I think they have covers. I don't think they do the covers anymore. So it used to be capsulated in there. These little bugs are gnarly out here. This is my God, I hate rear mounts. So yeah, man, I hear you, Beam. It's rear mount's a real pain. I think actually Josh, guy went down, helped, and we hooked up. He was actually going back to a customer. I think he had a little foobar, how he mounted it. And I told him, I said, I normally modify it so the spring and all that goes right to the end. And sometimes they come that way depending on the manufacturer. But I said, I put them right to the bearing plate. And that way your drops or whatever, it's got all that structure there. And I think he tried mounting in the center, and I told him, I said, I just never have good luck. Like if you can put like maybe a mid mount in there for a spring, but I just never have good luck with it. Like it always goes whoppity whop whop, and it'll just do funny things. And I hate rear mount too, because it's like every time I gotta do rear mount, it's always one of those things where I'm like, man, it's like you just can't, you know how you like having those jobs that you don't have to think about, and you're like, I can just rock and roll. I can put the earpieces in, or turn the music on and just roll. Where now it's like you get rear mount and you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to think about this, how this goes. That's what I don't like sometimes. It's kind of like with those outside hardware kits or T-handles on the outside. Same kind of ordeal, right? It's always like, how am I going to reinvent the wheel today? What screws did they give me? What options? What manufacturer is it? What did they forget? What did they not give me? What am I going to screw up? Oh, man. Another thing that was nice about this job, which I didn't really take into account, is right there is a porta-john. Right there. And I was like, that is pretty convenient. Now, don't mind you, I can literally go up to the building if I want. I can take a shower in there. I got full-blown, I think there's 5 or 6 crappers in one the man's changing room. So it's really nice facility. And these people here are super nice and super awesome, great customer. Been a customer for many, 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 many years. I've noticed the birds like to sit in this fence, man. You're not gonna probably see it. There's one right down this fence line, in the fence. Oh, there's a couple of them. They just came. I'm like, man, those birds sure do like to land. I don't see why not, but I've never noticed birds so much on fencing until I'm here working. Well, let's see, we got everything mostly for the boogeymen. I don't really like this piece because it's right by the road. It's all hooked, but oh, there's those doors. Deer shows doors. Let me flip the camera around. Remember how I showed you guys one time that those doors? I was gonna go look at them, but those are the ones that I told you. Those are Wayne Dalton. They're TS125s or 150s. I'm not sure, but see how the bottom sections have been replaced? And then look at, that's one thing that's really bad about those sections, man. I mean, that's not cool. That's not cool. And it faces the sun. I think what is it facing? This would be south. It's facing south. But I'm always like, man, I'm glad those aren't my doors. That's one of those, I just think it could happen to any sandwich door. Honestly, it could be because it's a thinner steel. Isn't that ugly? Good golly, look how ugly that is. Those doors aren't doing it. I put those doors in quite a few years ago. I can't remember which ones those are. I can't remember what those are. I don't know if we were just switching and then went to those were Safeway or Clopay. I don't know which one those were. I forget how many doors we did over there. Okay. Everything's good. Banana clips can stay. You can spend the night. I'm not taking you off. Somebody's that desperate, they can have you. Had enough of this one. Angle's what's killed it. Angle, man. The angle sucked. Cutting that into that fabric to get that go down that hill. Gotta find a way to make it my favorite. Oh, good luck with that. Let me know how that turns out, because I've been doing it for years and I still have a hard time figuring out how to make rear mounts, how to make handles, T-handles, any of that thing. Make those my favorite. Oh. Whew, man. Anybody got big plans for 4th of July? Doing anything? Just hanging out? Anybody working? I'm gonna be working tomorrow. Tony says, Easy says, there's nothing easy about it. Love it. Takes twice as long and charge more. Yeah, the biggest thing, my biggest complaint about the Easy Set is those bearings popping out. I've had numerous of them, so and I had one that I even knew about it, and I made sure I got those drums tight. And they still popped out on me somehow. I don't know how. And I try to remember to always do both set screws on the drums. But yeah, they're not fun. Alex says, I feel like Torque Master shaft has some flex. Maybe. I just know it's, like I said, it's weird to me that out of all the Torque Masters I've ever done, like I said, I've never had a cable come off. I've never had one go off to the side. I've never had one do some weird thing and get snagged on it. I've had the springs break quite often on 16x7 doors, and then it's like that weird, and it breaks off the operator bracket. That's happened a lot. But unless it, like this, if it only has one spring, like a smaller door, then it'll, like the cables will do their, like a normal torsion spring. But other than that, nope. Can't say I've ever had issues. I don't think they're as long as cycle. I don't like the fact that I can't see them either. But if you run into a situation where you gotta, you only got whatever 10 inches, 10.5 inches, they might be a solution for you. Got to work the brain every now and again. That's right, Tony. Gotta work the brain. I hear that, man. Let's see if I can back this truck up down this hill without rolling it. This is a nice thing about having a little truck, I tell you. Get little places. I do enjoy that. Because I would not take a service van up here. Up on top of this ridge. Maybe I can kind of show you where I'm at here. Yep. So I'm up on this. And we're going to get down one way or another. Either we roll down or we go down. Bingo. Here we go. This is always a spot that makes me pucker a little bit. Whoa, god darn, water bottle scared me. Oh man, get out of here. Hopefully the gates work, and they do. Tweedledee, Tweedledoo. Oh man. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna take a drive past it just to see what it kind of looks like from the road. It's kind of one of those things you feel like a farmer. Plus, I want to make sure the other gate's closed. And I want to make sure this gate closes. That's one thing I've always learned with garage doors and with gates. I always make sure, because there's cameras everywhere, right? I don't know where or what ones are watching or whatever, but everything's watching, right? And I want to be like, if they have to look back to their camera and something happens, I'd be like, hey, it was closed on my dime, you know, or on my watch. So it looks like everything's secure around here. And it's one of those things that typically the customer will never know about. The fact that, like, I fixed their gate while I was here. Could I made a fuss about it? Yep, could have. But I just took care of it. Tony, guys, that was when you were talking about the rear mount spring systems, how you like to put the earbuds in and just go with the flow. Go with the flow, Joe. Yeah, it's definitely possible. Like I said, you just gotta throw the tunes in and away you go. Perfect, everything's closed. Everything is secure on the road. Well, the real reason I was trying to do the video is I was trying to get the DJI to link up so I could try that out. It would not happen. Could not make it work. So probably have to get the Wifertron to see what my errors were to get it to work. Could just be kind of cool to be able to do a live with the DJI to see how that works in the view. I don't think I got anybody that told me, are they working tomorrow? Anybody working tomorrow? Anybody got a little side project, little side job, little project they're doing on the honey-to-do list? Anybody got a honey-to-do list? Got a honey-to-do list that goes pretty long. What's the economy like? Anybody seeing was it Bidenomics? Bidenomics working good? Oh, and I'm moving, so if I lose you guys, I apologize. Because 5G just doesn't have the speed. And away we go. I see Canadian. What's the Canadian I got? So I was really hoping to see how American does 4th of July. Use cookouts. Nothing too crazy. wish you guys could see the sunset, but it is a beautiful one tonight. Gotta always remember, all you get is today. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. So enjoy it. Tony says, Bidenomics. Yeah. Love those Bidenomics. Bidenomics. They work so good. Honestly, though, I don't know if it's going to change much. It's going to be a hole, that's for sure, for quite a while. I'm assuming either, I don't know. Would you guys think do you think we're in a recession? And then also, would you think it's a good idea to start a business right now? Like full-fledged, both feet, jump in? Because I get that question quite a bit. And it's like, I wouldn't say it's bad to do your side hustle and all that kind of stuff, and do it to where I feel like you got to have weeks upon weeks that you're just so slammed. That's when you got to finally go, you know what? I gotta go this route. And then you got to remember, when you go that route, right? There's all the legality to it. Especially if you want to do stuff like legit. Pull over for a second. Read a couple of the comments. Got a motorcycler came up beside me. Sometimes they get a little squirrely. July and Lake is at Palisade, but the hotel we wanted has a 2-night minimum stay, and I'm in a golf tournament Saturday, so I couldn't make it happen. Bummer, man. Bummer. What a joke, he says. Trump, he says 2024. Even the Canadian doorman wants Mr. T. Yes, sir, Canadian doorman. That's right. Yeah, I was watching, I don't know if anybody watches Peter Schiff. He's a pretty good, down-to-earth guy. I like watching Peter Schiff. And, he was talking about, like, if basically Mr. T doesn't make it, that, and obviously if Biden still is running, that it's going to be, like, people are going to know it's really rigged. And I thought, I still think it's rigged. I thought they just maybe are going to go, you know what, we can't hold back this one. So we got to let this one go. But for some reason, I don't know why. I have this gut, and like I said, I haven't put a lot of thought into this. But I don't know why I feel like if Mr. T comes in, inflation could go rampant. And I don't know why I feel that way. I don't know if it's because I just, like, people go, oh, like, things are just so much better under him, and now things are, that's what concerns me a little bit. But I could be wrong. Probably won't stick on here too much longer, just because I'm driving and the air conditioning's on and it feels great. I'm ready for a shower. enjoying the cruise with you guys. So thanks for being here. But there's a lot of weird people on the road too, so I got to make sure I'm paying extra attention, because sometimes people get a little goofy. Like this person that's just pulling in front of me, basically. I sat there for too long. Do you guys think our driving habits have gotten a lot worse? It doesn't seem like they're getting better. Oh, I see Rich jumped in there. Hope things are going good, Rich. Hope you're having a good evening. As the sun goes down. Pull over for a second here and check out what you guys are chatting about. Structural. Little hot dog place around the corner. I wonder if I can still get a hot dog. Can I get a hot dog? I'm in south from where he's at. Nope, looks like the hot dog place is closed. Hope didn't see. What does it say? Yes, he says. Tony says, Canadian doorman. He hope you didn't see that shit show of the other night of debate. Oh yeah, he did. I think. Yeah, he said I watched it. Now Trump didn't have his best night. He says, but at least he was coherent. LO. Even the left doesn't want Biden anymore. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I think Trump did pretty good. He stayed restrained himself. He could have done a lot of stuff, and who knows how much of it is they have to. You know what I mean? He's kind of on a leash right now, a short one. How can it still be that lights out? It's dark here. Huh? That's weird. Yeah, it's quite a bit of light still here. He says, yeah, it's pitch black where I am. He says, crazy how much light you have there, Dave. Huh. That's interesting. I tell you what, it's really throwing me off. I really like the long days for working, but it's really been throwing my sleep off. It really has. But I know right now we're on that. It's very little, but it'll start ramping up. We're on the descend, you know, where it's gonna start. But man, wintertime, it's dark. It's dark, man. It's for a long time. He says, yeah, it's pitch black where I am. He says in the south where he's at. He says, let's hope. You're wrong, Dave. That's right, Tony. Let's hope. Let's hope. I don't know, man. I tell you, it's kind of one of those things. I look at it and I go, is it weird to think this way? Is it weird to think that it was like, for me, it was like, how they gonna beat the airplanes into the buildings, right? And then we had the, you know, I don't think we've ever recovered. Was that 2001, 2002, when the airplanes went to a building? I don't think we ever recovered, and it's been a really like slow descent. That was a really hard hit to the gut. And then when the syndrome came around, I was like, dang, man, this was a good one. And I think what they did with a lot of stuff was very wrong. I think they, I guess what really ticks me off about a lot of this stuff is I wish the politicians and stuff would treat us like adults, not little children. And they'd come out and they'd let us know. They say, this is what's going on. And this is what we're trying to do to combat it. This is kind of what we're recommending. Do as you will, you know what I mean? Try to use smart, choices and go on your merry way. I mean, we're going to do the best we can. But instead, they come in, they strong arm everything. I think they did a very, very bad job, as they always do, because it's a gov, right? I always like that when they said, like you think of a car, right? You have a governor on a car that slows you down, right? You can only go so fast. Governor on a car. Oh. He says, come on down to Indiana. He says, we're having a party tomorrow. You have wife and kids. Oh man, appreciate that. I think the wives and stuff, they're going over to the grandpa's. He's Saturday. I think it's Saturday. I don't remember. Tomorrow's what, Thursday? Tomorrow's Thursday. So no, they're not doing it tomorrow. So I figured tomorrow I'm going to work a little bit. I don't know. I'm confused these days. Today was so crazy on the road. I literally thought it was Friday. I was just like, it's Friday. Friday. Like, the roads are horrible. Traffic's all backed up on the highway. This message, not sure where you are in Canada. It's still sunny out here. Nice. Tony says, yes, dark here. 01. Oh, 01. Okay. That's what I thought it was 01. I live in Cornwall. He says, small town on American border. Ooh, nice. Is a sport. I love it, Rich. He says, politics is a sport nowadays. Yeah, it seems like it. Might as well just give them boxing gloves. It was all wrong. Yeah, it's, like I said, I just hope we don't. I don't think they're going to try to pull that card again for this coming, but it's very, very seasonal, this stuff. And I have a feeling like it's coming again. Something's coming. I don't know what, but normally, they'll pull a rabbit out of their hat around that fall time. And my theory is that they do it because people, like right now, it's hard to stop people, right? People are all enjoying, swimming and boats and outside in the garden and the sun shining. And I mean, it's really hard to crush spirits right now with this kind of the nicer weather. But once people start getting indoors and they're more in front of the computers or TVs and stuff like that, that's when they start laying it on there, and they start making their moves, right? And it's weird because I'm a very, like, kind of a prepper type person. Like, I would think they would start doing stuff now, but it's almost, the attention span of people is very small. And even for myself a little bit, like my cousin was telling me, he goes, remember how long it took when you were doing a project? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, he says, when the cough syndrome was going on, he says, like, remember how you had to stand outside the like Home Depot and you had to wait to go in? I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I forgot about that. He's like, yeah, they can only have like 6 people in the store. And he's like, so you, like, you know how it is, man. He goes, like, you bid a job, and he's like, you bid it for whatever, 2 days. Well, shoot, now it's 3-4 days because you got to go back and get stuff. We got to wait in line, for 2 hours waiting to get in the store to get your stuff, because then you go back because you forgot something. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I kind of forgot about that. I don't forget the complexity of it and the things that were wrong with it, but those certain things I do forget. And I just hope they don't do something. What's the next move? Is it it's kind of like I'm a little young for the Pearl Harbor, right? But I remember hearing one time that was like they don't ever put boats all in the same place like that. That's like I've heard conspiracy theories on that, right? They never put. I mean, I mean, I played Battleship before when I was a kid, and you don't put them all in one spot. You know what I mean? Like that's just a no, like a no brainer. And it was a horrible thing to happen. And was it intentional? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like. Liftmaster, next debate will be on the golf course, and John Daly will be their moderator. Oh gosh. Yeah, Rich says government needs to back to basics and stay out of the, you know what I mean? They're not going to give it up. They're just not going to give it up. That's a good one, he says. Tony says. I still have the has to be screened before entering the liquor store. That's because the crime got so bad. Was that Manitoba? I can't say that very good. Tony says, seen Trump tee off the other day. He seems to have a good drive. He says, I think he would smoke Sleepy Joe. I'm sure he would, man. I'm sure he would. That's funny. Liftmaster guy, he says, you in Canada? It says, yes. Okay, good. And you guys too, like I said, if like Canadian, I don't know if Liftmaster guys got my number, but Canadian Doorman too. If you guys ever want like my phone number or stuff, if you ever got pictures or text or whatever, you can always email me at the davedubson@gmail.com. Yeah, gmail.com. And I typically put it in most of my videos. I didn't put it in this one because I just fired this one right up. But you guys can always email me, and I can always get numbers or something too if you guys ever want to communicate with somebody too. And I always obviously make sure I ask for people's permission, kind of like Tony and Tanner, you know, got to make sure it's on the uppity up. Canadian Doorman, what's the big common door brands you see out there? Well, and I mean, if you're asking me, in my neck of the woods, it's, for the most part, it's Wayne Dalton, Clopay. We've kind of infiltrated some of the areas. Safeway. Was it Rainer? Is another one that's pretty, but I'd say most CHI. It's kind of a sprinkle, a mix. You see all kinds of stuff out this area. Trying to think of any ones I forgot. Amar's another one. Amar's got a distribution plant over here, so they're kind of heavy-ish, They're trying hard to infiltrate the area. So, but anywho, I am going to jump off here. It's starting to get dark. I don't like driving in the dark. I can do it, but I don't like doing it because that's when Bambi comes out. There was a gnarly tree from the storm we had sitting out. I couldn't even believe whoever cut it. I think it was the road commission. I thought, who in the stupid person left that right on the line? It was leaning on a guardrail. I thought, cut that thing back another 4 feet, baby. I mean, it was darn near going to take off my mirror. And I thought, man, not good. You know what I mean? So it's hard to find good help these days, isn't it? Steelcraft, Wayne Dalton. He says sometimes you'll get odd Richard Wilcox, and then Clopay and CHI. I haven't seen much Richard Wilcox. We use a lot of those sections for replacement for overhead doors around here. Be safe, Dave. Independence Day. All you guys do the same. Yes, all you guys have a good 4th of July. Enjoy yourself. Don't blow your hand off. And I'll see you on the next one. Like I said, we'll chat later. We'll see, maybe we get one in the weekend here or something. Wayne Dalton's everywhere. They're the cheap, the paperback doors.